Hello, welcome to 4th grade lesson 6, Collect and Organize Data. For questions 1 through 5, use the frequency table, which is right here. Now, how many slices were sold in hour 2? So for this, you want to find what hour we're talking about, which is 2, and find the corresponding frequency, which in this case is 25. Number 2, by the end of hour 4, how many slices had been sold? This is referring to the total amount of slices sold. And you would find that in the culminative frequency. And so by the end of hour 4, you want to go all the way across until you find us 88. And that is your answer. Now 3, how many more slices were sold in hour 5 than hour 1? Hour 5 had 23, hour 1 had 16. 23 minus 16 would give you 7. And that's your answer. How many slices were sold by the end of hour 5? By the end of hour 5 once again, so you want to look at this number, which is 111. And how many slices were sold in hour 2 and 4 combined? So that is 25 combined with 8, which is 33. Now for 6 to 8, we're going to do the same thing with a different frequency table. How many bottles of juice were sold Monday and Tuesday? Again, we're looking at the frequencies here, and we're going to combine them. 197 plus 140 is equal to 337. 7. How many more bottles of juice were sold on Thursday than Tuesday? We can do subtraction for that. So we can do 238 minus 197, which is equal to 41. And 8. How many bottles of juices were sold in all? For that, you can look at the completed culminative frequency chart here, and we can just look at this last number. There's your answers. Moving on, find or answer questions 9 through 14 using the line plot. This is the line plot. Now, question 9, how many siblings do most students have? So when they ask for most students here, they want you to find the largest amount of these x's, which will show most in this case because these are the amount of students. So we'll find that most students have 2 siblings. Now for 10, how many students have 3 or more siblings? Again, you would want to count the x's because these represents the number of siblings, and you want to count them under 3 siblings and 4 siblings. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's 5 students. Next, how many more students have 3 siblings than 1? So you want to compare this right here with this number right here. There are 3 in the 1s and then 4 in the 3. So that is 4 minus 3, leaving you with 1 student. How many students are in Miss Lee's class? Now, for this, you would need to count the x's in all of these categories because these x's represent the students in Miss Lee's class. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here, which 2 numbers have the same amount of students? For that, you can kind of look at the distribution of the graph, and we see that the same level is reached at 0 and 4. So that's your answer. And how many students have 2 or less siblings? So that you're going to be counting everything into and less than. So all of these x's and these x's. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now we're going to take a look at a stem and leaf plot. When you read these types of graphs or diagrams, these will be your tens place values, and then these will be your ones. So having 2 on the left side and 8 will be like 28. And over here for 4 and 1 would make 41, 4 and 2 would make 42. Again, you'd see another 42, and then 44, and then 48. Okay, let's get started. Which digits are stems? Again, we covered the stems are located right here, and these are your digits, so it'll be 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what is the mode? The median? Now, the mode is the number that appears the most, and in this case, if you just kind of take a look, we see that the number 3 here repeats the most, and we find that in the 50s, right, in the 5 tens place. So your mode is 53 because mode is the most frequently occurring number. And the median here, you would need to count these numbers, right? You would have to write out 28, 30, 35, again 35, and so on. And if you were to do that and find that number that cuts off in the middle, you would end up with the number 44. So this is the mode and this is the median, to make sure we're not confused. Now, what is the lowest and highest miniature golf scores? What is the range? So the lowest here is clearly 28. And then the highest will be in the 5s, of course, and then the largest number here, so 57. And now to find the range, you do the highest minus the lowest. So 57 minus 28 will give you 29. Now what is the what are the golf scores with a stem of 3? All you have to do is connect this 3 to the ones places, so it's 30, 35, 35 again, and 37. What are the leaves for stem 5? This one is only asking for the leaves, so you just have to write these numbers down. So 0, 0, 1, 3, 3, 3, 7. That's covered there, but that was a 3. And which scores are higher than 53? So we know that we're already in the 5s, which is the highest value, and then the 3s. And the only thing that's higher than that is 7 here. So the highest score is going to be 57, and it's higher than 53.